Hey guys, what is up? My name is Landon and welcome to the Jersey Zone. So today I'm going to be ranking some jersey concepts. I've wanted to do this on the channel for a really long time now. I just haven't really asked anyone if I could rank their jersey concepts. I finally did. This is from CV Designs 29 on Instagram. This is their alternate 2.0 series, so if you want to see more for them, I'll link to their page in the description down below. And if you guys want me to react to your jersey concepts or rank your jersey concepts, I would also love to do that. Just message me either on Instagram or Twitter. You can also email me as well. I'll leave a link to my email address in the description down below. So you just need to reach out to me, and like I said, I would love to do that as well. But anyways, let's not waste any more time because there is 32 jerseys to go through. So let's look at them right here. Coming in at number 32, we have the Edmonton Oilers. Now, I kind of like this jersey. I kind of don't at the exact same time. My main issue with it is that everything seems to kind of blend together and like mesh together, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, for example, if you look at the shoulder patches there, they kind of blend in to the gray in the background. There's just so much gray there. Also, the gray on the logo, I don't love that. I don't think I would like the orange that is usually that oil drop, but with the gray here, once again, I feel like it blends in just a little bit too much. So I like the idea with this jersey here. I just don't think it works out super well. At number 31, we have the Carolina Hurricanes. My biggest issue with this jersey here is the fact that it's a word mark. I just really don't like those kind of jerseys, and that's not really the fault of the designer. That's just not really my kind of thing. Although the thing that I do like on this jersey is the C in Canes. I know they also use that on their away jersey. I like that they use it here as well. I think that looks nice. And I also like the striping as well. Although it doesn't like match up perfectly, the thin stripe on like the main stripe in the background there and the striping on the arms, that matches up. So I think it actually works pretty well. So I do like that aspect of it, but like I said, I'm just not a huge fan of word marks, so that's why it falls down so low. Coming in at number 30, we have the New Jersey Devils. Now, I think the main reason why I don't like this jersey is because I'm not really a huge fan of Devils jerseys in general, and I don't really know why, but I just feel like they're always a little bit bland to me, and I would say the same thing for this one as well. I'm also not a huge fan of the way that the logo is colorized. He did take away the circle in the background of the logo, so I understand why he kind of recolorized it, because I think if he didn't, it might get lost in the background of the jersey, but I'm just not a huge fan of the black kind of Devils logo there. I much prefer it in red, and I think that white stripe is maybe just a little bit too big. I find it just a little bit distracting. Coming in at number 29, we have the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, with this jersey here, it's a jersey that I almost like, but I'm not quite in love with. There's a few things that I find a little bit off about it. The first one is the striping itself. I think there's just a little bit too much of it. I think if it just went white, black, and then white, I think that would have been fine. But the adding of the extra black, then the white, then the black, then the white, I think it's a little bit too much striping, so I'm not in love with that part. And I also don't love the fact that the stripe at the bottom there doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the jersey, and there's just a little bit of an orange part there. I don't love that as well, because at least to me, it makes it feel like the rest of the jersey, or the black part of the jersey, is just like kind of a tank top, and I don't really love that look. So those are my kind of issues with this jersey. Like I said, I can see a potential of this jersey where it looks really nice and I like it a lot, but for me, it just doesn't quite get there. And at number 28, we have the San Jose Sharks, and it's kind of the same issues as the last jersey, although I do prefer this jersey just a little bit more. I think the striping on it is not as bad, but like I said, I think that bottom stripe needs to go all the way down to the bottom and have no teal there. At least I think that would look a little bit better. I do like the collar on this jersey as well. I like that gray stripe and then the white stripe. I think that looks nice. I love the logo on the front of this jersey. I love it as a secondary logo, and I think it looks really nice as a main logo as well. So I like that aspect of this jersey as well, and I like those shoulder patches. So overall, I do like this jersey. I just still think it looks a little bit too much like a tank top, like I was talking about with that Philly jersey. So if you just move that bottom stripe all the way down to the bottom of the jersey, I don't think it would look as much like a tank top, or at least that's how I see it in my mind. Now moving on to number 27, we have a jersey that honestly probably shouldn't be this low, but it's kind of like a personal thing of why I have this jersey so low. So I really like the striping on this jersey. I like that diagonal striping. I think that looks nice. I like the shoulder yoke and that black stripe at the bottom as well, and I like that logo a lot. So if I like everything about this jersey, why is it at number 27? It's mostly about the color scheme itself. So obviously that is the Pittsburgh Penguins color scheme, so it works for the Pittsburgh Penguins, especially as an alternate jersey. But whenever I see that logo, I think of the older school jerseys when they were wearing like that baby blue and dark blue jerseys, and what they've worn for the Winter Classics as well, using this logo. So I just think of that blue color scheme, and I like that blue color scheme a lot more than this one here, so that's why it's ranked so low. It's a little bit unfair for sure. I definitely get that, but just for me, whenever I see that logo, it's the only color scheme that I can think of, and I think this jersey would look a lot better in that color scheme, and so that's why I kind of have it at number 27. So at number 26, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now with this jersey here and the next one, we'll get to that next one in a little bit, but with this jersey here, this is a jersey that I do like, but I just prefer the real life version of this jersey, which is obviously just the Canon jersey, so I prefer that actual Canon jersey jersey to this one here, although I do like the color of this jersey here, that lighter blue. I think that lighter blue as the main color looks nice as well, and I do like the cream color in the striping, but overall I just prefer that real life Canon jersey to this one here, so that's why it's down low. And at number 25, we have the Colorado Avalanche. Once again, this is another one where I do like. It's kind of got the same color as the previous jersey as well, but this is another one where I like this jersey. I just prefer the actual jersey or the real life jersey to this one here. So these are two jerseys kind of back to back where they're nice looking jerseys, they're nice looking concepts. I just prefer the actual jersey to these ones here. At number 24, we have the Seattle Kraken. This jersey here, once again, it's a jersey that I do like. I love that striping on the arms and the bottom of the jersey there. I think that looks really nice. I love the collar as well. I think the collar looks great. The one thing that kind of throws me off about this jersey and is why it's down so low is the red outlining the logo and the numbers and the C on the jersey itself. I don't like that red outlining everything. I'm not really quite too sure why. I feel like it just throws it off just a little bit. So I think if they remove that there and they just had the regular logo and had the numbers without that red outline, I think this jersey would look a lot better. But other than that, I do think this is a nice looking jersey. Coming in at number 23, we have the Chicago Blackhawks. Now the middle kind of pack of these jerseys here, I had a really tough time deciding where each jersey was going to go, because with this jersey here, I don't really have an issue with this jersey, like almost at all. I like the striping on it. I like kind of like that beige kind of cream color for the striping and the collar as well. It's a little bit of an old school type jersey. I think that looks nice. So overall, I don't really have any issues with this jersey. I just prefer other jerseys to this one here. So I think this is a nice looking jersey. I really do like the striping on this jersey though. I will say that for sure. The striping is the main part about this jersey that I really like a lot. But overall, it just doesn't quite pass some of the other jerseys on this list. Now at number 22, we have the New York Islanders, the Fisherman jersey. I almost really like this jersey a lot. It's very, very close. There's one thing about it that I really am not a huge fan of, and it's the colorization of the logo itself. What they've kind of done is take out the teal from the logo there, and I just don't really love that. I feel like it kind of devoids the logo a little bit of its life, so I would much prefer the teal being on there, but I kind of understand why they did it because there's no teal on the rest of the jersey, so I do understand why they took that teal away, but I do much prefer the logo with it. Although that being said, I love the orange on this jersey, the main color of the jersey. I love that orange. I think that looks really nice, but I think that main logo kind of being colorized a little bit more simplistically, I don't love. I also much prefer the wave pattern or the wave striping on the older jersey as well. So with this jersey here, I think it's a good attempt, but I don't absolutely love this thing. At number 21, we have the Montreal Canadiens. So this jersey here, it's fairly close to the reverse retro. The striping is a little bit different, but other than that, it's the blue as the main color of the jersey, which I actually don't mind. I don't mind that for the Montreal Canadiens as long as it's not like a main time color. But with this series here, it is the alternate 2.0, so I don't think that's a big issue. My main problem with this jersey is the striping behind the logo itself. I feel like it kind of gets lost in the logo, and I'm not quite too sure why, because the striping on the reverse retro, I don't feel like it gets lost in behind the logo, but with this one here, I feel like it does. I'm not quite too sure why. I'm not sure why I think that, but that's kind of just my main issue with this jersey is the striping in behind the logo, so that's why it's at number 21. And at number 20, we have the Vegas Golden Knights. So with this one here, this is almost a better version of that San Jose Sharks and Philadelphia Flyers jerseys that we were talking about before. That bottom stripe is moved down just a little bit more to the bottom. It's still not all the way down, but it's a little bit closer to the bottom there, and I think that kind of helps out the jersey a little bit, and it doesn't make the main part of the jersey look like a tank top, or at least that's just how I see it. But I do have one question about the jersey. It's the gold part of the jersey itself. So obviously on the Vegas jerseys, the gold part is kind of like sparkly and has that kind of texture to it, so I'm wondering if they would want that gold texture on this jersey as well. I'm not quite too sure if either like the template they were using, it just didn't allow them or didn't have that option, or if they purposely left it out. I'm not quite too sure. So with this one here, I would like that gold texture on the jersey. I think that gold texture really makes the jerseys pop. So if that texture is supposed to be there, I think this jersey would definitely climb up a little bit. But since it doesn't have it on this jersey right now, or on this template right now, I do have it at number 20. On to number 19, we have the Ottawa Senators. This is another one where I don't really have any issues with it. It just doesn't quite wow me. I do like the O on the front of the jersey. I love when they've used that logo. So I do like that logo. I like the shoulder patch logos as well. They used those during like the mid 2000s, somewhere around there, or early 2000s. So I do like that shoulder patch as well. But Overall, like I said, it doesn't wow me. I like the striping. I really like everything about it. It just isn't a jersey where I look at it and I want to rank it a little bit higher. At number 18, we have the Buffalo Sabres. I really like that logo with the Buffalo Sabres. They used it for their 2018 Winter Classic jersey just on the shoulder patch. So I think that is a nice looking logo for the front of the jersey. I think that works well. I do like the striping on this jersey, especially like the shoulder yokes there. I like how it's outlined by white, but there is just that little bit of blue space in it as well. So I do like that aspect. My main issue with this jersey is I think the yellow is maybe just a little bit too bright. I think that is the issue, at least for me. I don't love how much yellow is on the shoulder patches, or on the shoulder yoke, I should say. So I think if maybe it was just toned down a little bit, it would maybe look a little bit better. I'm not quite too sure. And I also don't love those shoulder patches as well. And the main reason for that is they've used that logo as a shoulder patch like way back in the day. I think it was like for like their 80s jerseys, something like that, maybe late 70s, somewhere around that time. But they had that logo for the shoulder patches, but they also had it as the main logo on the front of the jersey. So it was the same logo 3 times on the same jersey, and I didn't like that. And since I've kind of seen that jersey, I don't love that logo as a shoulder patch. So that's my complaint for this jersey here. I know that's maybe a little bit nitpicky, but anytime I see that logo as a shoulder patch, it definitely skews my views of a jersey, and that's why it's down so low here. At number 17, we have the Calgary Flames. This is a jersey that I almost love. It just doesn't quite get there for me. The things that I like about it is I like the striping on it. I think that looks nice. I really like the black as the main color of the jersey as well. And that logo, I've wanted them to use that logo again for a really long time now. I loved it on their 3rd jersey that they used. I think they stopped using it in either 2013 or 15, somewhere around then, or maybe it was used from 2013 to 2015. Anyways, that doesn't really matter. I really like that logo is what I'm trying to say, but I just don't love the colorization of that logo there. It's colorized just a little bit differently than it was in the past. So for this logo here, I think it just blends in with the jersey a little bit too much. I think if it was all outlined and it was just that circular logo, I think it would look nice, but the fact that it isn't outlined and that the mountain kind of blends in with the rest of the jersey, I can kind of see why that like could be a positive thing. But just for me personally, I don't love it, so I would like to see it just outlined by maybe like a white or something like that, just to separate it a little bit from the jersey itself. At number 16, we have the Winnipeg Jets. I really like this jersey for them. I think this is a jersey that is very possible for the Winnipeg Jets to use in their future, because it's almost like an all-white jersey, which goes really well with their kind of like white out brand that they use in the playoffs, so I think that looks nice. I love this jersey because it is a little bit simplistic, but I mean that in a good way. Like the striping, it's simplistic, but I like those colors on it. I like that lighter blue and the darker blue. I love the shoulder patches as well. And with the logo itself, obviously he's removed the circle from the background, recolorized it as well to make it just work a little bit better with this jersey here. So I like this jersey a lot. I think it looks really nice. But once again, there's just some jerseys that I like just a little bit more. But this is one of the jerseys that I do like a lot. And I think this is one of the more realistic jerseys to kind of happen in the future as well. Coming in at number 15, we have the Washington Capitals. I like this jersey a lot. I love that logo on the front of the jersey there. I know they're using it as their current alternate jersey, and I like that. I do like the striping on this jersey, although I will say I think I would like if they moved the striping in the arms to match up with the striping in behind the logo there. I think that might look nice, and I think if they did that, maybe they should also move the numbers down to kind of go over top of the striping. I think that would look nice. So that is kind of my big change with this jersey here, but I do still like it. Moving on to number 14, we have the LA Kings. This is a little bit like the reverse retro in the sense that it's using like that 70s, 80s type color palette, but it is taking like the 90s logo itself and then just recolorizing it to that color palette. So I do like this jersey a lot. Now I will say I think I would prefer the purple as the main color of the jersey over the yellow, but I still don't mind it. The one kind of flaw that I have with this jersey here is the shoulder patches itself. I don't love the way that they are colorized because it does kind of blend in maybe a little bit too much with the background of that jersey there. So I don't love the shoulder patches here. And so I think if those shoulder patches were colorized just a little bit differently to make them stand out a little bit more, I think I would like this jersey a lot more for sure. On to number 13, we have the Anaheim Ducks. This is a jersey that I really like a lot. This is another one of those jerseys where I could definitely see the Anaheim Ducks using this type of jersey in the future for sure. I love the black as the main color there. I love that orange. Like, I really like everything about this jersey. I think it looks great. My only issue with this one here is probably the shoulder patches itself. I don't love the shoulder patches for this jersey here, mostly because of the fact that, once again, it's almost like it's the same logo being used 3 times on the same jersey. So I think if they change that logo to maybe the current Anaheim Ducks logo, or maybe just something different as well, I think I would like it a little bit more. But that being said, I still like this jersey a lot. I still think it looked great. At number 12, we have the St. Louis Blues. I like this jersey a lot. I think it's really smart. The striping on this jersey is supposed to kind of represent a music sheet, and then the logo itself is obviously supposed to represent that note. So I really like this jersey. I think that's really smart. Although I will say with this jersey here, this is the jersey that needs the striping to match up with like in behind the logo itself and on the arms. I think the striping needs to match up with those other jerseys. It's a little bit maybe more of a personal preference. I don't think it needs to. I think it's just something that maybe I would like. But with this one here, I think it would need to. So I think if they move that striping, they would also need to move the numbers. And I think you just move those straight up to the shoulders. And I think if they do that, then it's a perfect looking jersey and I like it a ton. So that is my main issue with it. Although it's very, very close to perfection, and I almost really like this jersey a lot. So I think this is a very well done jersey. Moving on to number 11, we have the Nashville Predators. And with this jersey here, this is almost the type of jersey that I would like to see as a home jersey for the Nashville Predators. Obviously, you would probably use a different logo. You wouldn't use this logo as the main logo for the Nashville Predators, although I do really like this logo. It's a little bit cheesy. It's a little bit fun, so I would understand why you wouldn't want that on the main logo for your home and away jerseys for the Nashville Predators. But this style of jersey, at least, I would really like to see, because even though it does have the yellow as the main color, it's broken up a lot by that navy color as well. So I really like that a lot. Like I said, I would like this template to be used for the home jerseys for the Nashville Predators. But yeah, I like that blue going all the way down. I also like the shoulder patches as well. I think those are nice. And I do like that front logo. Like I said, it's a little bit cheesy, but also a little bit fun. So I do like that main logo, but I think it's a little bit unrealistic to use on the front of a jersey. I don't think they'll ever use that on the front of a jersey, but I still would like to see it. I think it's a lot of fun. Now we're into the top 10, and at number 10, we have the Minnesota Wild. This is a jersey that is great. I love this thing. I love the cream color of the jersey itself. I think that looks nice. I love that main logo there. It's very simplistic. They've used it on the shoulder patches for their home jersey, I believe. I don't think it's on the away. I think it's just on the home. I might be wrong on that, but I like that main logo. I like the striping on the jersey as well, how there's almost like a little gap in between the white and the green on the arms there. I think that looks nice and it works well. I overall really like this jersey a lot. My one flaw with it is the colorization of the logo itself. Once again, kind of like that Kings jersey, I just don't love it. I'm not quite too sure if you colorized it with the regular way that the logo is colorized that it would look good either. I think it might stand out a little bit too much. So I'm not quite sure what you would do there to make it look a little bit nicer. Maybe even if you just remove them altogether, maybe that would look a little bit better. I'm not quite too sure, but overall, I just don't love the colorization of that logo, and that's what kind of brings this one down a little bit for me. Although that being said, I do still really like this one a lot. Moving on to number 9, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning. I love this jersey, man. I think it is great. I love the gray being the main color of the jersey because it's kind of like that stormy kind of cloud gray. So I think that looks really nice. I love the lightning bolt going across the bottom there. And I also like the lightning bolt going down the one sleeve. And it's the reason why I'm wearing this jersey here, because obviously you have something going down this sleeve, but it's not on this one. So it kind of matches this jersey here in that sense. And I like that a lot, even though it's not symmetrical and it doesn't really happen a lot in the NHL. I believe it's only happened on this jersey here. I don't think that's ever been the case with any other jersey, but I think it works. And I definitely think it works with this one here in particular. So I like this jersey a lot. I think it's great. It's definitely something that I would like to see the Tampa Bay Lightning use, or at least just use the lightning bolt striping. Like, that is something that I really think Tampa needs to include on their jerseys. It's maybe slightly cheesy, but I think it works for their brand, and I think it would look really nice. Like, honestly, I'm upset that they haven't really done that yet with their jerseys, and I would really like to see that on their jerseys. At number 8, we have the Florida Panthers. This jersey, it is great. I love that main logo there. They used it once on a third jersey. It's right behind me. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see it, but you'll be able to see it when I go full screen once again. But I really like that logo a lot. It's definitely a little bit better than it's used on that third jersey, because that third jersey, it kind of has a circle going around it saying Florida and Panthers. So I like it just being on its own there. I think that looks great. I also really like the striping again. Once again, though, I think I would like to see it kind of match up with that main stripe in behind the jersey itself. I think I would like to see the arms kind of match up going all the way across. But that being said, I still think it looks nice. I still really like that main color of the jersey itself, that kind of light beige sort of just brown color there. I think that looks great. So this is a very nice looking jersey, and I do really like it a lot. Moving on to number 7, this is another one where I love the main color of the jersey itself. It's kind of got that sandy kind of color to it, and I think that obviously works well for the Arizona Coyotes, considering they're in the desert. So I think that is something that they should use on one of their jerseys at some point, that being the main color. I think that will look great. And even though I'm not sure if I love that logo being the main logo of a jersey, I think it works best with this jersey here, because if that background color is supposed to kind of represent sand for the jersey, well, then you have the paw print going into the sand. So when I think about it that way, I really like this logo being the main logo of the jersey, but at the same time, I still don't know if it fully works as the main logo for a jersey. Although other than that, I do like this jersey a lot. Like I said, I love that shoulder yoke there, and I love kind of just the beige or the sand kind of being just that thin stripe on the collar there. And I like the striping as well. So this is a very well done jersey, and I like it a lot. Moving on to number 6, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs. I love this jersey a ton. This feels very old school for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It kind of feels like a jersey that they've used in the past, especially with that striping itself. I'm not sure what it is with that striping, but at least to me, it kind of feels old school. So I like that aspect for this jersey here. I like the T being the main logo for the jersey. The one thing that I don't like about it is the little Maple Leafs being on each side of the T there. I think with those little Maple Leafs there, and then the Maple Leafs on the shoulders as well, there's maybe just a little bit too many Maple Leafs. So I think if you either take off the Maple Leafs on the shoulders there, or take them off with the logo there, and I think, at least in my opinion, I think I would prefer just the T being on its own. I think if you take off one of those pairs of Maple Leafs, I think this jersey will look really nice. But that being said, I still love this jersey. It's something that I would like to see for the Maple Leafs. If they ever use this jersey, I would 100% buy it very, very quickly. Now we're into the top 5. Starting us off, we have the Detroit Red Wings. With this jersey here, it's a little bit simplistic, but that works for the Detroit Red Wings. They almost need simplistic jerseys. They don't really like going outside of their comfort zone, so I think this works for their brand. I like that stylized D. They've used it in the past for, like, I believe it was a Winter Classic game. I think it was a Winter Classic. Maybe it was a Stadium Series. I can't quite remember at this point, but I like that stylized D there, and I also really like the striping as well. There's not too much of it, but it's also not too little, so it's kind of like that nice sweet spot there for the striping. Overall, I think this jersey looks great. It's a very nice, simplistic jersey for the Detroit Red Wings. Now moving on to number 4, we have the Vancouver Canucks. This one might be a little bit controversial, but I love this thing. I think this thing looks fantastic. It's a modern version of their Flying V jersey, and I think it looks really nice. I love the colorization of everything, how it's using their current colors there and not like the old school colors. I think that works. And I also like the fact that the V is kind of on its own, but it also kind of goes up to the striping on the arms as well. Like, obviously, if you follow it, it'll go up to that striping there on the arms. But I like how it's separated as well, making it so it is its own standalone logo. I think that's really interesting. I don't see that a ton on Flying V concept, so I like that aspect of this jersey a lot. I do also like the striping as well. There is one thing that I would like to change about this jersey. Once again, it's the striping on the arms. I think I would like to see those move up just a little bit, and then also have the numbers slide into that place as well. Now, if you did that, you would probably have to stylize the numbers a little bit and make them kind of curved in, and that might look a little bit strange, but I also think that would be a ton of fun. It would be a very interesting kind of stylization of those numbers, so I think that might look nice, but also it might not look nice at the same time. I guess that would depend on the numbers that are being used in that slot. Like, some numbers might look nice there, some numbers might not. I don't know. That's kind of just my thought process towards that. Maybe they tried that and it didn't really look that nice, so that is just me spitballing. But that being said, even without that change, I love this concept. This is definitely a jersey that I would buy. I think this one looks great. Now moving on to number 3, we have the Dallas Stars. Now with this jersey here, this one might also be a little bit of a shocker, but I think this jersey is just a really nice, simplistic jersey for the Dallas Stars. I think it works with their brand, and like I said with that Vancouver jersey there is a little bit of a space in the striping to hold the numbers there, and I like that a lot. Dallas has used that in the past with, I believe, I don't know if it was their inaugural season jerseys, but it was pretty early on in their time in Dallas at least, so I like that aspect for the jersey. Like I said, I think it works well with that Dallas brand. Everything just looks really nice. I like the black being the main color for the jersey itself. The only thing about this jersey that I don't overly love is the logo itself. Not that I dislike it, because they are using that logo on their current third jersey, which is a jersey that I really like a lot, and I think that logo works well on that jersey. But with this one here, I think I would like to see a different logo, maybe just the regular Stars logo without the Texas State being in the background there. I think I would like that maybe just a little bit more. Maybe it wouldn't, not quite too sure, but yeah, anyways, I do still like the jersey a lot, and that's why it's at number 3. Now moving on to number 2, we have the Boston Broons. I really like this jersey a lot. I know some people don't like when Boston uses brown. For me, I prefer it. I don't really like when they use black as a secondary color. I much prefer when they use the brown there, so I like that a lot. I really think the brown works well for this jersey here. I love the striping on the shoulders there. I think that looks great. The only thing that I don't love is the double striping on the arm there. I think if you just took away the striping at the bottom of the sleeve there, I think it would work a lot better. I think there's just maybe a little bit too much striping there, so either take away the striping at the bottom of the sleeve there, or the middle. One of those two. I think if you took away one of those two, then this jersey would be absolutely fantastic, and I would really like it a lot. Although that being said, even having the two stripes on the arm there, I still think it looks fine. It doesn't definitely look bad for sure. So I like this jersey a lot, and that's why it's at number 2. Now finally, at number 1, we have the New York Rangers. I love this jersey. This jersey, it is perfect in my opinion. I love everything about it. I love those shoulder patches, the Lady Liberty being the shoulder patches. I think that's great. The off-white being the main color of the jersey works really well because also that main logo, it feels very old school. So the off-white and that main logo, it feels very classic for the New York Rangers, and I like that a ton. I love the striping on this jersey. It's very simplistic, but it looks nice. Like, everything about this jersey is perfect in my opinion. I absolutely love this thing. So CB, you did a great job with this jersey here and with all these jerseys. I really like this series, so that is why I chose it for this video here. But anyways, that's going to be it for me. Let me know your guys' favorite concept in the comments down below. And like I said earlier, if you have any jersey concepts that you'd like me to react or rank to, please send them to me. I would love to do that. These videos are a lot of fun to make, and you can send those to me on my Instagram or my Twitter at the Jersey Zone YT on Instagram and at the Jersey Zone on Twitter. Links are in the description down below. But like I said, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.